on stage, Winston Peters, better known as Gypsy.
Oh, oh, yeah. What can be worse than a 10-year-old on the cold beach of my arrow? With just the surf and the sand, a dream and a plan and no promise of tomorrow. Hungry belly cry, trouble wave bye-bye. And at that age, you think life is cold. But there is no way to know, cause it never would show. It's all for this dungeon called the world. But I'm a born survivor. Yes, I can smile through all my adversities and just laugh when the guns are trained at me, taking life one day at a time. Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine would still go on. I don't mind how they connive, spin their web of strife. I'm staying alive, I'm born to survive. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There have been times gone by when I watch mama cry and I know daddy hurt inside. Though he worked like a man, did all that he can, but somehow he just couldn't provide all the things that we need, but somehow we succeed. And those were real trying times indeed. But then I couldn't understand that that was part of the plan that would make me a much stronger man. I'm a born survivor. Yes, I can smile through all my adversities and just laugh when the guns are trained at me, cause I'm taking life one day at a time. Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine would still go on. And don't mind how they connive, spin their web of strife. I'm staying alive, watch me, I'm just born to survive. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yes, I've worked to the bone, felt so all alone in places I didn't know too well. Abuse and misuse, that was nothing I chose. Sure, those conditions felt like hell. But hard work do pay, now things are not that way. But success do breeds envy indeed. And although I've done the wrong, you should hear evil tongue working with envy to bring me down. Go on, I'm a born survivor. Yes, I can smile through all my adversities. Brother, I laugh when your guns are trained at me, cause I'm taking my life one day at a time. Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine will still go on. And don't mind how they connive, spin their web of strife. I'm just staying alive, I was born to survive. Yes. Yes, I cannot hide. It hurts down inside, cause there's blood running through my veins. And when the things people say sure gets in your way and there's no truth, it cause you pain. And when the good that you do just never shine through, you wear a smile and you do some more. Cause although hate knows no bound, but love makes you strong, and for your good, your reward is sure. And I'm a born survivor now. I can smile through all my adversities. I'll just laugh when the guns are trained at me. I'm taking my life one day at a time. Cause I'm sure as the night is going to bring the dawn, this life of mine would still go on. And don't mind how they connive, spin their web of strife. I'm staying alive. I was born to survive. Yes, I was born. Said I was born to survive. Yes, I was born. I was born to survive. Yes, I was born. Said I was born to survive. Yes, I was born. I was born to survive.
Young lady will be right here at the Savannah 2012 to defend her title. Against All Odds is the name of the song. Put your hand together. Let's welcome reigning Calypso monarch of Trinidad and Tobago, Kareen Ashe. Against All Odds.
When my father ups and leave, I could am up and grieve, but in my heart I did believe. With no father, I must try harder. My mother turn and turn, the midnight oil she burn. Watching she, I get to learn. Though it's lonely, depend only on the simple gifts that God bestowed. So I throw away big words like if, and I drag me load against all odds, against all odds. I heard the daily screams in the ghetto, but my dreams I never let go. Skin deep friends tell me I can't make it, but my confidence they couldn't shake it. So though the place you're born notorious for gone, and by the age of 4, look your father gone. Circumstances tough, don't just sit and frown. Struggle on against odds. So thin, like you're the seed to win. But no matter what they call me, use that as a whip to spur me. I dig deeper, more they scorn me. That was my ladder to climb higher. You see when you're down, things can get worse. And the one got crowned, brother, no man curse. Against all odds, against all odds. The gong in my face, they keep ringing. Started way back 12 and under. Claw my way back from every blunder. So when they throw at you their insulting jibes, trying to pull you down with negative vibes. just hustling for a living. Talk about things to smoke, ganja till you choke. Yes, easy crack and coke. With friends offering, they'll hold something. But the vision of my father inside my head would pop. And I swear to myself, this cycle must stop. Against all odds, against all odds. Push us swarming around like a vulture, spreading on the ground the drug culture. Smiling youths tell me come and taste it, but my fruits I couldn't waste it. To their peer pressure I refuse to bow. Never stoop to drugs was my silent vow. You thought that I would fall, but look who's standing now, tall and proud against all odds. Perspiration than inspiration. Talk about moving long, 10 times worse than sprung along. Every time I sang, hear them saying, what she playing? But my boundary is not for them to define. So the more they talk, the more I have bad mind. Against all odds, against all odds. Chances were narrow. I kept my glance focused on the sparrow. Once you see your mind could conceive it, in the fullness of time you'll achieve it. So don't waste no time into chew and row. No, to mediocrity, refuse to bow. Who want to keep you down, you just tell them chow. And then rise, go on. Thank you. I said rise, against all rise and rise.
In Mearo, he said it wasn't easy to survive. The name of the song, Born to Survive, a good selection. So sit back, relax, and let us bring on stage Winston Peters, better known as Gypsy.
Oh, oh, yeah. What can be worse than a 10-year-old on the cold beach of Mearo, with just the surf and the sand, a dream and a plan and no promise of tomorrow? Hungry belly cry, trouble wave bye-bye. And at that age, you think life is cold, but there is no way to know, cause it never would show. It's all for this dungeon called the world. But I'm a born survivor. Yes, I can smile through all my adversities and just laugh when the guns are trained at me, taking life one day at a time. Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine would still go on. I don't mind how they connive, spin their web of strife. I'm staying alive, I'm born to survive. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There have been times gone by when I watch mama cry, and I know daddy hurt inside. Though he worked like a man, did all that he can, but somehow he just couldn't provide all the things that we need, but somehow we succeed, and those were real trying times indeed. But then I couldn't understand that that was part of the plan that would make me a much stronger man. I'm just a born survivor, yes. I can smile through all my adversities and just laugh when the guns are trained at me, 'cause I'm taking life one day at a time. 'Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine would still go on. And don't mind how they connive, spin their web of strife. I'm staying alive, watch me, I'm just born to survive. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yes, I've worked to the bone, felt so all alone in places I didn't know too well. Abuse and misuse, that was nothing I chose. Sure, those conditions felt like hell. But hard work do pay, now things are not that way. But success do breeds envy indeed. And although I've done no wrong, you should hear evil tongue working with envy to bring me down. Go on, I'm just a born survivor, yes. I can smile through all my adversities. Brother, I laugh when your guns are trained at me, 'cause I'm taking my life one day at a time. 'Cause I'm sure as the night must bring the dawn, this life of mine will still go on. And don't mind how they connive, spin their web of strife. I'm just staying alive. I was born to survive. Yes. Yes, I cannot hide. It hurts down inside, 'cause there's blood running through my veins. And when the things people say sure gets in your way and there's no truth, it causes you pain. And when the good that you do just never shine through, you wear a smile and you do some more. 'Cause although hate knows no bound, but love makes you strong, and for your good, your reward is sure. And I'm a born survivor now. I can smile through all my adversities. I'll just laugh when the guns are trained at me. I'm taking my life one day.
I was born to survive. Two generations of storytellers. Gypsy, a child of the 70s, and Karina Shea, a child of the 90s. One male, one female, speaking to the universal theme of us, the sufferers. We, the sufferers. Bob Marley, a little before Gypsy, said, we are the survivors, the born survivors. And so the theme of survival, we are the survivors, born to survive against all odds. That's our story. And our storytellers, whether they do it in song, in dance, in painting, or the spoken word, always lifting up that mirror and say, look at yourself in this mirror, making sense as they always do of our existence, born to survive against all odds. The personal becomes the political, and the political becomes the personal. The individual story is just a snippet of the collective story. Bob Marley captures it. We are the survivors, the born survivors. Like Daniel in the lion's den, we survive and we keep on surviving. Karine Ashe, the young queen of Caribbean calypso. Against all odds, my father left when I was 4. They call me Maga, they call me all kinds of names. But I watched my mama burning that midnight oil, and I said, I have to rise up against all odds. The personal becomes the collective. The personal becomes the collective, because all of us, whether we are sons of the indentured and daughters of Africa, sons and daughters of India, China, Madeira, we all have part of that story to tell. Some of us moved on and moved out of the so-called ghetto before others, but all of us come from that place where we were forced to survive, where we were forced to rise up against obstacles. And even when we think that we have scaled fences, we still have to deal with the modern day oppressors. You watch them as they walk into Tiger Bay. Do they know what Tiger Bay is? Who only Tiger Bay knows? They walk in there with their fancy suits, or they walk in there pretending that they know about the ghetto. The ghetto that Martin Carter said is the nigger yard of yesterday. And for those people in Tiger Bay, it is the nigger yard of today. Yet they go there, making themselves a puppy show, dressed in the best, dressed in the most expensive garb, and lifting up little naked, half-naked children, making a puppy show of the poverty of our people. What a shame, what a shame, what a disgrace. There are ways of standing with the oppressed, but not to go there with your designer clothes and lifting those children like the ornaments, like their ornaments. Oh, well, I remember when I first encountered the World Trade Fair, 2005 in the United States of America, when they put people, Native Americans, African Americans, they put them on display, and white people stood next to them and took pictures. Look at these little savages. They lift them up and they swing them around. And here in 2025, you wake up one morning and instead of seeing birds and sunlight, as Martin Carter said, you see men and women who hold the key to power in this country, making little black children ornaments, holding them and swinging them like They are something else. They are of another world. Oh, my black self bleeds as one who exited the ghetto just yesterday. It bleeds to see that there are people who have no sensitivity, not 1 ounce of sensitivity. And it is when you grow up and you are socialized barren, you have no sense of history. You have no sense of history beyond perhaps your own history. If you had a sense of black history, then you would understand the origins of Tiger Bay, and you would not go there and do that. Ignorance, cultural ignorance, racial ignorance, and every black man, black woman ought to be offended and enraged at that spectacle. And that's what I'm talking about. Do you think if I were to go into the ghettos of Bath Settlement or Enmore or wherever and pick up little naked Indian children and hold them up like that, Indian people would not allow me, but African people, my ancestors, would say, David, what are you doing? There are ways and means of standing with the oppressed. But you have to be conscious of that oppression. I was born to survive. I was born to survive. Against all odds, what do they know of Tiger Bay? Who only Tiger Bay knows? It was a mighty sparrow. In the 1960s, in his commentary on the racial violence in Guyana, he said, they can burn down Bookers. They can burn down all the other fancy places. But don't burn down Tiger Bay. A serious class analysis. That's how you stand with the oppressed. That's how you stand with the oppressed. I cry shame on the president, on Sister Priya. I don't think they fully understand the symbolism of what they're doing. It is a way in which they've become so in love with power, power which they never fought for. They never shed an ounce of blood or flesh for. They never sat in the lockups for. It was given to them. It was stolen by them. And they become intoxicated with that power, and it blinds them to the reality of ordinary people. What a shameful day. What a shameful day. What a shameful day. They know better. At a certain level, at another level, they know not. They know not what they do. A shameful day. Their ways of standing with the ghetto, their days, their ways. You don't go and insult people's dignity like that? What a shame. What a shame. Here we are, 2025, in Guyana, when we thought it couldn't get worse against all born to survive. What do they know of that? What do they know of being born in the ghetto? What they know about the ghetto? They're forgotten the ghetto. And now they go into the ghetto and try to make fools of those people.
Hey, hey. Oh, help us, Father. Hey, hey. The sun rises slowly over the hills. Everywhere is golden sunlight, but still most lights its hotels are crowded. Their days in dark clouds are shrouded. They don't smile and they never will. Only volunteers get their fill. Empty promises is what they hear. No running water from year to year. Hearts that no one desire. That if there is a Messiah, someday he'll hear their whispered prayer. Covered always bare and scanty. 10 people in a one-bedroom shanty. Forced to sell on the pavement. No vacancy, no employment. Cattle fire cracker from gunshots. Blood that's low when things get hot. Afraid to look out my window to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, crying, crying. Hey, Lord, Lord. Crying, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Hey, hey. Oh, help us, Father. Oh, Lord. Mothers just hold their head on, boy. And them woman stronger than a wall. A big pusher eyeing she daughter. Son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for he ain't named Brad Boys. No bail, that's the black man's choice. Like Shadow say, poverty is hell. She little girl child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but don't draw she no circle. Where will it all end? Only time could tell. Outside the siren keep howling. Inside your belly we're crawling. Police raid very often. The undertaker measuring a coffin. One night in bed you're sleeping. Next night is a wake that you're keeping. So you're praying to win the lotto, not to hear voices from the. What they doing? Crying. Tell me what they doing. Crying. Oh Lord, Lord, crying, 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 crying.
crying, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Help us, Father. We are not a forgotten people, Lord. Stretch forth a hand to us, we pray. Come, God. Hey, come, God. Come, God. With dented pride they sold their honor. Revolutions bait politicians pawn. And often their tragic story brings a journalist glory. No wonder they view the world with scorn. From since the day they're born, some call them rebels without a cause. These social victims of unjust laws, but yet we christen we heroes, renegades, desperados, forever knocking on heaven's doors. Hear me! Steel band music shatters the silence, harmony to conquer the violence. Big men run when cops approach, fighting for scraps with the cockroach. Young Turks yet protecting, almost every young girl expecting. So tomorrow, Peck still a borrow. There'll be another voice from the ghetto, trust me. Crying, crying, crying. Yes, crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, crying, crying. Oh, pity call, mama. Crying. Hear them pleading, Lord. Voices from the ghetto. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. Yeah. Help us, Father. Oh, oh. Social amenities, Lord, heaven knows. Opportunities, well, them always close. Can't get work once in white collar. So if you can't stretch your dollar, it's later for you crap or smoke your pipe. You're short or dead from gripe. Life does rape dignity and pride. Till there's only bitterness left inside. And every day is a hustle. Arguments are settled with muscle. Till you're 6 feet deep by 3 feet wide. Children should life keep on drifting. It's something they're smoking or sniffing. Or maybe they're trying to forget this life of mystery and regret. No one to come to the rescue except Capleton and Boujou. So their boom boxes the leg up to drum out voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, crying, yeah, crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Hey, hey. Oh Lord, help us, Father. Oh, oh. Hey, hey. As parents struggle to survive, children are neglected and deprived. Illiteracy on the rampage. Some parents never reach college, so with his homework, the child must strive if he wants to stay alive. The dropout rate does come out trumps. As their big trucks skid and hit life bombs, them can't relate education to their daily life or starvation, so they take their chances in the dumps. Every day it struck, they hopping. It's all junk and metal they scrapping. To get a jump start on them Kobo. Some does get squashed like mosquito. So next time we pass in the beatum, in we fancy car air condition, just above the Hummer we motor, we might hear a voice from the ghetto. Crying, 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 hey, crying, 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 voices from the ghetto. Crying, I was born and bred in the ghetto. Crying, I know what I'm talking about, you know. Ask me, Father. I from the ghetto and proud of it. Crying, yeah, crying, crying, yeah, crying, crying, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying. I was born and bred in the ghetto. I know what I'm talking about, you know. Ask me, Father. I from the ghetto and proud of it. Crying, yeah, crying, crying, crying.
I was born and bred in the ghetto. I know what I'm talking about. Singing Sandra, know what she's talking about. If you want to visit the ghetto, visit and let the ghetto people sing and talk about their condition. How out of place you are to go and say you go in and play domino. It's condescending. It's condescending. This is the destruction of the African, the destruction of the poor. You know the difference between those who go to the ghetto and try to understand the ghetto in order to put in place policies to end the scourge of the ghetto, which is poverty. You don't have to go and swing children and play domino. Just get policies that are going to end poverty. What are you going to tell the ghetto when you have one of the fastest growing economy and you have a 50% dropout from high school, and in the ghetto they don't even get to high school, and even if they get there, the dropout rate is going to be more than 50. What are you going to tell them by saying you're playing domino and saying backside and all those things? That's what you think of those people. But you feel because Muhammad get the ghetto vote that ghetto people are for sale. And I'm getting to your black people in a minute. You feel because Muhammad go in the ghetto and get ghetto votes, in your head, black ghetto people are for sale. That's what I'm talking about. All black people should be offended, should be enraged by that spectacle. You all got to get up and get black people, poor people of all races, because when they're done with Tiger Bay, they're going into the Amerindian communities. And then when they're done, they're going into the Indian ghettos. It's not about ending poverty. You can end poverty by putting in place policies. Give each household in Tiger Bay and other parts of the Guyanese ghetto, give them by law A cash grant. We in the WPA said $1 million. You can afford it. Give them it. And let them lift themselves out of poverty. Tell them they have to, and we are giving you this cash grant, your money. But we are asking you, now you get this, send your children to school. Take your children to the clinic so that we don't have to come here and to be lifting up children half naked. Get rid of their half nakedness. You have the goddamn power. You have the money to do it. Get out of the ghetto. Get out of black people community trying to make black people fools. You are too soft for these people. And so they think that we're all soft. The man who asks them, where you all coming to ghetto for? And they have no goddamn understanding of the humanity of people. Singing Sandra said the story gives a journalist glory. The story gives a politician. Give the politicians spunks to go in there and to turn the stories of those people into cannibalization. They have a term they use for cannibalization. They say Mohammed can cannibalize APNU support. So they're going in now to cannibalize too. We are holding the reality up to you. Those of you, those of us who managed to escape the ghetto yesterday, we ought to still have the ghetto in our minds. Because we are not far away, some of us, from sliding back into the ghetto. Some of us are just a paycheck away. And so we ought to defend the ghetto. You see, when you have a sense of the history of your people, you understand when people are moving sideways in trying to do the same thing that they did 300 years ago and 400 years ago. The plantation today is not the slave plantation where they get you from 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning until 8 at night, working for no pay. That's not the ghetto. The ghetto is the lack of education. It's the lack of proper health care. It's 10 people in a 1-bedroom shanty. It's encouraging you and telling you the limit is a car. Sisters and brothers, we are living in serious times. And I am pointing my words to my fellow Africans and to those who are seeking to cannibalize our community. But our Amerindian sisters and brothers, our poor East Indian sisters and brothers, you are in the boat too. You are in the same boat too. You may marvel, you may sit back and say, well, look, we don't have a Tiger Bay, so we don't have to worry. You may not have a physical Tiger Bay, but in a social sense, you have your Tiger Bays. When you think it couldn't get worse, And I'm hearing comments from black people who should know better. Oh, Priya is the next presidential candidate. No, that's not what you ought to say. You ought to tell Priya, get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. You do not belong there. If you're going there to lift up little black children like ornament, get out of there. Any leader should be able to go anywhere. That's not what I'm talking about. You're going there, telling them you're come bearing gifts. When you're going there just to make them a puppy show. And by extension, making yourself a puppy show. Black people, black leaders, you all got to start moving different. It's not just what people do to you, it's what you allow people to do to you. People like me that don't want around. Because I don't care whether Priya going to be the next presidential candidate or go somewhere else. Go somewhere else and launch a presidential campaign. Guyana gone mad. Guyana's gone mad. And mark my words, I said it here, and I'm going to say it again. The figure that Mohammed find gold, no pun intended. The figure Mohammed strike gold, and they're going in for their gold too. What have black people become in Guyana? What have we, some of us, leaders and followers, allow ourselves to become? At a certain level, who you vote for is your business. But when by your vote, you open yourself to the cultural disgrace that they're heaping on you, then you ought to look again at whether you use your vote wisely. Aubrey Norton gonna be all right. All them leaders in the APN, you gonna be all right. But all of us are going to become Tiger Bays. And that's where the problem is. If you're going there to listen to people and to ask them how you think we can help to turn Tiger Bay into a Pradoville. Go there and humble yourself and listen to the salt of the earth. But no, you go there as though they are the untouchables, and you are enlightened because you're touching them and you're swinging them around. And as you're burning something, bring a piece of me too. Oh, my Jesus Christ, it's the contempt. Black people, the contempt. The contempt. Something has to give in this country. Something has to give. We wake up this morning, and instead of what Martin Carter said, we look for birds and sunlight. We wake up and we hear 2 dead on the highway, several others injured, fighting for their lives. And we go about our business as though that is normal. In some respects, we have normalized death. How many more will have to die on that highway and other highways in Guyana before the authorities do something? I'm not asking We are not asking them to go and arrest everybody and throw them in jail. That is not going to solve the problem. But when the society at the top becomes an unruly space, then the bottom becomes 10 times more unruly. Look at our roads. Look at the carnage. Look at the donkey. I got up this morning looking for birds and sunlight. It's a two-way highway. And the first thing is that the side that is going east, the traffic is slow. And what they do, those who are coming from the east decide they're going to drive in the lane that is not there. And this little child, this little girl child, she must have been 9 or 10 years old or less, crossing the road. And this car in the wrong lane, going no less than 60 miles per hour, almost killed that child. That child had to dodge in order to get out of the way. Almost lost her life. 60 miles per hour and more in a lane that is not your lane. There were some cars from the village that sped behind him. I don't think they caught him. I would not have liked them, those Buxtonians who sped behind that car, to have caught him. I would not have liked that. They killed a little child. I got into my car and driving in my lane, and they're coming in the opposite lane. And I stopped. And the driver behind me came out. Big man, you got pushed away because these people gonna bully you. And I turned and I looked at him. I said, you push away, not me. Those little police boys and girls are out there in the morning trying to regulate the traffic, not on the embankment, it's on the East Coast, on the public road. They're doing a fairly good job. But they have to stand there and watch drivers ignore the law, disobey the law, because they're not out there to enforce the law. They're out there to regulate traffic. And in front of the face, drivers are breaking the law, boring, ducking, doing all kinds of craziness. Can't blame them. Can't blame the policemen and women. They're out there to regulate traffic. But when those at the top are interested only in their survival, they don't mind the rest of the country becoming a herd, that the herd mentality takes over. Because people are going to say, look, they're nice. If today, tomorrow, the police start clamping down on the madness on the road, they fear that people are going to say, look, the PPP clamping down and they ain't going to get vote. Everything for them is about power. And they're prepared to have children, women, men killed. I know you Christians usually say that when you die, God is ready for you. I don't think God was ready for those two people who got killed there last night on that death trap that is called the Linden Highway. Two young people, very seriously, very, very seriously. Dr. Hines, I want to say something to you. I said, what you all want to say to me? I think we think the PPP want to kill out the whole Linden. That is why they are allowing the road to be dimly lit and for people to be killed. That's where you're driving the population to believe that you are intentionally killing their people. That's where you're driving. And when people say that, you get vexed with them and say David Hines and them causing confusion. And you people at Linden are not recognizing that by your action, you're enabling in a direct and indirect way the killing of your people. So many of you have stopped me to say, whenever the PPP is in power, people are dying like flies. They're sacrificed. The PPP is sacrificing the nation to remain in power. You're driving people to think of you in that way. And yes, those at the top have to take responsibility. But we at the bottom, we have to find our humanity again. Where can people be going to in such a hurry that they cannot obey the simplest rules on the road? Yes, the government may not care, but you have to care about your life. Why are you driving through a village at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning when children are going to school at 60 miles per hour? Guyana gone mad. Guyana's gone mad. I don't believe the PPP causing the deaths on the road, but they're doing nothing to stop the death on the road. I read a news item this morning. What they said, is it domestic murder? I can't. Sometimes or road deaths gone down by 12%, and they're celebrating this. It's gone down by 12%. So if 100 people die per year on the road or wherever, I think it's on the road deaths they were talking about, it's 12 less, 88 dying. And that's cause for celebration. You're always going to have accidents on roads. We understand that. But for such a small society, it's too much, it's too much. Too much. And the authorities have to become proactive. It's too much. Every other week, somebody dying on that highway. Every other week. Sisters and brothers, we are in serious problems in Guyana. And in many ways, by our inaction, whether we are doing it wittingly or unwittingly, we are descending to the lowest pit. How can we continue to live in a country where people are behaving the way they behave and just go along as if it's normal? Some of you may have seen the video with Brother Kedaki today. Parking legitimately. And at church, the church members telling him he can't park, they're pulling cutlass money. And after his pushback, the city then sent workers to remove the no parking sign. Isn't that the job of the city? Isn't that the job of those who are entrusted with ensuring law and order in our city? Why something like that has to happen before the city acts? Yes, the city may not have the money to employ more traffic enforcers. That is the fault of the central government. When you starve the city government, when you starve them of the resources, that's the outcome. Every man, every woman becomes an enforcer. Guyana gone mad. Guyana gone mad. They talk about the Dutch disease. But there is another disease. They said the Dutch disease is when you depend on one, one item, oil, and you neglect the other parts of the economy. Well, there's a disease when all you're interested in is the resources from the oil and you neglect humanity. It's a terrible disease. It's a human disease. Life doesn't matter anymore. Once you're not part of the high and the mighty, you are collateral damage. We have to take our situation in hand. We have to take our situation in hand. The PPP is incapable of ensuring human security and safety in Guyana. It's a trade-off. For us to stay in power, for us to steal power, we have to be nice. We have to allow those at the bottom to steal something too. A little something. So they're going to say, the money running. When the APNU was in power for those couple of years, you heard some of our own people, man, since the APNU come in power, the money are running. It's the culture of the PPP. Everybody is viable. Every group is viable. Every community is viable. And although they're playing the vex with Azadin, in a real ironic way, Azadin has shown them in their head that, boy, this thing can work. You can indeed buy black people and buy Amerindian people. And so the PPP is emboldened. I am calling it out as it is. I am calling it out as it is. What do they know of Tiger Bay? What do they know of Tiger Bay? What do they know of Tiger Bay? What they do know of Tiger Bay is that Tiger Bay is up for sale. Do you see them going in to the poor Indian communities, lifting up half-naked babies and swinging them? Do you see Priyat Manichan doing that? Do you see the president going into any poor Indian area and playing domino and putting his Tony cap back and talking about beat your backside? Do you see them doing that in Indian areas? No. They have other ways of appeasing the Indian community. They have other ways of dealing with Indian poverty. It's a value system. They don't feel that Africans are full human beings. They don't feel that African people understand when they're being abused. But they know they can't carry that to Indian people because Indian people tell them, stop abusing me. And it is not that Indian people have better sense than black people or Amerindian people. No. It is that Indian people feel they have the agency to tell the oppressors, don't come wrong me sideways. But African people, they reason. Amerindian people, they reason, do not have the agency. And if they have it, they're less likely to use it. Because you have impoverished them so much, that they are prepared to stretch their hand. And that's all you want. Those people in Tiger Bay got dignity. Even if they don't exhibit it every day. Even if they don't exhibit it in ways that we expect them to, or we think they should. They got dignity. Dignity and pride, that's what Singing Sandra said. But we treat them as though they don't have dignity. I'm using the intellectual academic word agency, but it's dignity. They know they're human beings. But we are taking advantage of their situation. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? We who have escaped the tiger bays of our community. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to stop them? Or are we going to sit by and talk about who want to be presidential candidate? It is not about presidential candidate. It's about exploiting and taking advantage of a people that you have deprived of the things that other people get on a day-to-day basis. You think Irfan Ali dare go in an Indian community and carry on, but you backside and so on? No. But they feel that the backside and they cussing up and so on, that is black culture. So they can do it to us. And of course we cuss. Of course we use colorful language, but that is not all we are. And when we use the colorful language, we often mean something deep. It's a sad day for Guyana. To those people who lost their lives on the highway, our condolences. What else can we tell those people? Because tomorrow, they have to traverse that highway again, putting their lives at risk. Where the government talks about progress and killing our people with progress. The progress is killing our people on the roads. The progress is killing our people with poverty. The progress is killing our people with cynicism. The progress is killing our people with racism. You wake up in the morning and you ought to be looking for birds and sunlight. But you look on the internet, another life is snuffed out. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? More of us have to lift our voices. If that's all we have, lift those voices in righteous indignation. That's what Kidaki did today. Lifted his voice in righteous indignation and forced the powers to act, albeit too late, but too late is perhaps still early for the sufferers. Somebody asked me where the Tiger Bay APNU activists. Good question. Good question. You see, I take the position when the state declares war on your community, defend your community. Can't stop the president or anybody from going in a community. They have every right to. They're Guyanese too. They're the rulers of the country. But make it uncomfortable for them. Bob Marley said, I want to disturb my neighbor. I want to disturb my neighbor. I want to disturb my neighbor. Where were the APNU activists? I can't speak for my fellow members in the APNU, and I wouldn't try to speak for them. But I'm saying again and again, you may not be able to be an African at Congress Place or Rodney House or wherever AFC headquarters is and Forward Guyana. You may not be able to be an African. You may not be able to be an African when you go to the cocktails at the British Embassy and the American Embassy. You may not be able to be an African when you go into Parliament, but by God, you could be an African in the African communities. By God, you could be an African in those communities. Sisters and brothers, you all, we all are encouraging something that we may not be able to turn back. Slavery lasted for 400 years. Slavery lasted for 400 years. It lasted for 400 years. In the end, we overcame. And those who learn the lessons from slavery, if they manage to put slavery back in place, it will last for 800 years the next time around. Because they're going to learn from the mistakes of the old slave master. Black man, black woman, watch yourself. And I'm talking here not just to the followers, but to the leaders also. Every time you run away from being black, they cut your tail. because you're black. Because when they cut your tail, they're not cutting black people tail, they're cutting people tail. Some of you are black more than me. Some of you are black more than me. But I ain't black. I'm Guyanese. As if Guyanese is the opposite of blackness. We come in peace, and we're going to leave in peace. We come in peace, and we're going to leave in peace. I'll see you all tomorrow night. A sad night for us in Guyana.